What's up, YouTube? It's Dynamic Dan back at you again with a talking head video. This time we're talking about Sony State of Play. They just did the PlayStation State of Play. They just did today, May 30th, 2024. Real quick before I get into it, I just gotta say it was a little disappointing. There was some cool stuff they showed off, but nothing that was really made me think, damn, Sony has stuff coming in the pipework. No. It's like they almost have nothing. So, before we get into it, make sure to leave a like, comment what Sony games you're excited for that's either was showed off at this showcase or that you're hoping for in the future. And make sure to subscribe. Subscribe so that way I feel loved. It's the only way I feel loved anymore. It's subscriptions. Anyways, getting into it. Sony showed off about 10 to 13 games. I took notes while we were going, and I'll show them off here on screen as we go through the video. So first game they showed off right away was Concord. It's their 5v5 hero shooter a la Overwatch, Marvel Rivals. Makes me think a lot of Apex Legends. Not a bad thing. The art style makes me think of Apex Legends quite a bit, but I'm not excited for a 5v5 hero shooter. A live service. I'm not excited for another live service that's a hero shooter. The same thing we kind of already got. Do they probably have their own twist to it? Sure. I'm not excited. I was kind of underwhelmed by this. So the CGI trailer was good. I was getting excited. I'm like, okay, this would be an interesting world to explore, to play. Is this a third-person action game? Is this an open world? What is this? Then seeing it was a 5v5 hero shooter, immediately all interest was lost for me, personally. It's not my type of game. Gosh. It's not my type of game. So, getting in here, just showing off some gameplay. It looks like a first-person shooter. Got some abilities. Heroes have their own specialties, their own weapons that they do. It looks fine. It looks fine. There's not much else to say, honestly. To me, kind of disappointing. Looks like I landed the live service. Looks like one of the live services that Sony didn't cancel because it was so close to the finish line, so they're just getting out the door. I don't know if they're really think it's going to bring back money or anything, but we'll see. Maybe it'll pull off a held average 2 and prove me wrong. I hope so. I hope it does. I just don't care for it. Next up, they announced was God of War Ragnarok coming to PC. That comes to PC. Where is it? Yeah, God of War Ragnarok, same game that came out like a year or two ago. Coming to PC now. Cool. Probably have to have a PlayStation account, just like you do with Ghost of Tsushima. Play it. Ragnarok was their release date. I didn't write it down. September 19th, 2024. That's awesome for you guys, man, who love God of War. Wanted to play it, but wasn't able to. Since you didn't have a PS5, now you got a PC, you can now play it in September. That's awesome. Next up, surprise announcement. That was kind of cool. It's Dynasty Warriors Origins. So if you haven't played Dynasty Warriors, straight up, just go into battle, swing a big sword or staff, hitting tons of enemies, knocking them on their butts, killing them, press like one button to win. It's a lot of fun. I remember playing it in 2006, 2007. I went too far. It's a lot of fun, just like a mindless button mashing game. So there's definitely an audience for it. I'm excited to see this, but yeah, we'll move on. This was a cool thing. Infinity Nikki. This may be a live service. I'm not too sure. But pretty much looks like you're a magical girl who does like is trying to be a seamstress or a tailor of some kind, a fashion designer, make outfits, fight monsters, run around, platform a little bit. It looks cute. It looks very pretty. It looks gorgeous. But just like we were talking about like last week with graphics in video games, every game's gonna look gorgeous. So what's that supposed to mean? It looks very cute. It's not really up my ball field. It's not really for me, but it looks decent. It looks good. It looks decent. Looks pretty. So probably it hits all the things for those people. Sorry. Yeah. test in Q3 2024, so I think it's a live service. I don't think it's a single player game because they use the word test instead of like beta or alpha, so we'll see what happens there. This game looks dope. This one looks really dope. This is Ballad of Terra, I think is how you pronounce it. Looks like it could be like a Souls-like or a third-person action game of any other kind, but looks like a Souls-like, has really cool art direction. I love it. It just makes me think of Dark Souls, Elden Ring almost, or Dragon's Dogma with how things are going on. So I'm very interested to see more of this game. We're not spending too much time on these games because I want this video to be like under 10 minutes. Yeah, Ballad of Terra. This one, we just got a release window of 2025, which is cool. Next up, we got two VR games. No one really cares. I'm joking. There's some people who care about VR games. I used to be very much into VR, and I'm not so much because I don't want to move around. But this is the Behemoth game. It's made by the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners developers, so they know what they're doing. They're pretty good at these games. I personally just don't have that much interest in this. You might. The other one that was actually an interesting VR game, they only announced two, was this one. This is Alien. It's an Aliens VR game. Looks cool. Frame rate and stuff looks choppy. That's the one thing with a lot of these VR games. It looks choppy, the VR and all that. They need to get a better way of doing this. Because it looks cool, but it looks like it's running at like 3 frames a second. So Alien Rogue Incursion looks cool. There's another VR game for you guys. Coming to PlayStation VR 2 when holiday. Okay, it's December or November. Next up was another trailer for Marvel Rivals. Yes, it's coming to PS5. Didn't think it was. It is. So we got Marvel Rivals. You already know what it is. 6v6, I think. Action hero shooter. Just like Overwatch or Concord. Bit more flashy like Overwatch. Better graphics. Looks nice. It is what it is. Again, I'm not interested in that. Then the next one that was after this was, yes, this one is Where the Winds Meet, and this was a pleasant surprise. Only downside, this has no release date, has no release window. This is in development announcement trailer. It's in development. So just like with Kingdom Hearts 3, it was announced in development. Who knows when this thing's coming out? Because it took Kingdom Hearts 3 years when it was announced in 2013 that it's coming out. But if this is anything that the final game's going to look like, it's going to be dope. I love it. I love the art style. I love the art direction. I love everything about this. So I really hope that we get more information on this soon and we get a release window instead of in development. Okay. Next up after this is Until Dawn remake. So if you played Until Dawn, it came out like 6 or 7 years ago. I don't know why they're doing a remake, but they are. Graphics overhaul, all that. Probably same story. I don't think the story's going to be different. So very interesting. Looks pretty good. I never played it, so I'd probably pick this version up when it comes out and play it and enjoy it. But if you already played it before, I don't know how much enjoyment you'll get out of the same story. Moving on, when's the release date? This comes out fall 2024. So no release date, but a release window of this fall. Next up was Path of Exiles 2, top-down Diablo-like game. If you played Path of Exiles 1, a lot of people love it. It's incredible. I don't play these types of games, but it looks very good. So people are probably going to enjoy that. It's coming to PS5. There's going to be like couch co-op and a few other nice features, cross-progression, cross-play. So there's another way to play PoE 2 when it comes out. Early access this late 2024. Next up was Silent Hills 2 Remake. Looks dope. Looks really cool. My only downside with this is that there is the combat looks janky. It was already janky in Silent Hills 2, so don't look at the combat, but graphics looks amazing. Story's great, so I'm excited to pick it up and play it. I've never played it myself, but I've watched videos. I've heard people talk about it. So I'll probably pick this up and play it on stream for you guys. But this right now looks dope. Looks dope. I don't think there's a release date yet. October 8th, 2024. Okay, so this fall. We're getting it this fall, which is cool. I like that it was announced already so soon. Next up, we got this is awesome. Monster Hunter Wilds. So this was already announced, so there's no big announcement here, but we get to see some gameplay. Get some in-game cutscenes here, them walking around on their mounts. Some cool-ass gameplay. Where's the thing with the tongue? Thing with the tongue. It was around here somewhere. Oh, here we go. This big thing. So it looks like you can hop on your mount to get out of combat situations real fast. Monsters attacking each other. What you know about Monster Hunter games? Same thing here, just on a grander scale. Looks cool, looks awesome. I'm excited for it. No release date yet, just a release window of 2025. So I'm willing to bet probably summer. Spring, unlikely. I think more summer, maybe fall. Depends if GTA 6 comes out in the fall. So we'll see. And the last announcement was the Astro Bot game announcement. I love Astro Bots. This is the most charming game they had. It's an interesting game they had for me personally. That's coming out soon. Oh, most of the games they announced are not coming out soon. They're either coming out in early access or they're starting development or stuff like this. But this game comes out September 6th, 2024. I'm a big Astro Bots fan. I played the one that came free, the game that came free with the PS5. Adored it, platinumed it, got every collectible in it, just 100% in that game to death. So I'll let the trailer play. This comes out September 6th, 2024. I'm super excited about it, but I just wanted to do a quick summary of this state of play. Now, this was a state of play. It was not a showcase. So PlayStation showcases have grander announcements, have everything in it, but it's very weird that they just did a state of play. It makes me think that Sony doesn't have anything currently ready to show in the works, like any big titles this year, because a lot of their studios were working on live service games, because that was the directive of the last CEO, was make live service games. So they had like 15 in development or something crazy like that, if I remember correctly. Those games, most of them got canceled. The ones that were close to completion and ready to ship are the Helldivers 2, Concord, and I think one or two others are the only ones coming out now. All the other studios have to figure out something else to do. Have to figure out like what other games to make and shift priorities because they just couldn't afford it anymore. Sony's not making money. So I think it's going to be no major Sony title this year, unfortunately, because I love Sony games. I love them. I want to play them. I got a PS5 or an Xbox for a reason, because I can get all the Xbox games on PC day one. But yeah, it just seems like Sony doesn't have much going on. This was kind of a lackluster showcase. There wasn't that many games that are coming out immediately that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to play this, or this is the blockbuster game of the year from Sony that we come to expect now. So it's very lackluster. Their showcases are where they usually show it off, but them doing a state of play a week to 2 weeks before everybody else's do their showcases is very, very telling to me. So either they're doing this real quick to get some games in that they aren't going to have time for, and they just haven't announced their showcase yet, or this is in replacing their showcase, and they may announce them at other games like Summer Game Fest. They may announce games at those conferences. Probably not, because they like having a showcase to announce their big games, and then at those conferences add like a trailer or something there to be like, oh, look at this though, it's still cool, it's in your mind. But yeah, this one was kind of underwhelming, unfortunately. It was kind of underwhelming. There were some cool games shown off, nothing coming out this year that's just like, wow, I need to play it. I think that's the general sentiment after looking at some other people talk about and their reactions to the state of play, is that there's some cool games shown off, but nothing that was like, oh, it comes out this fall, I'm so hyped, it's going on my I'm gonna buy list. I think Sony's just doesn't have anything right now, which is unfortunate. So we'll have to see what all the other developers and conferences are announcing and what they're going to be showing. But yeah, that's it for me. I'll do more of these videos as we go through the game conferences and have fun. But yeah, that's it for me. Make sure to like, comment what games you're excited for from the State of Play, or hell, even outside of the State of Play. What games are you excited for that's been announced recently? And make sure to subscribe so I feel loved. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a great day.